Magandang umaga po. News have been out that the Philippine Air Force will soon get its first delivery of brand new top-of-the-line fighter MRF, the JAS 39 Gripen.
Mga ka-aerial, dahil na ang pagbili natin ng mga multi-role fighter jets ay talagang umuusad na. Matapos na ang ilang buwang negosasyon sa mga kumpanyang may offer sa atin na MRF, sa patuloy na paghahanap ngayon ng ating Philippine Air Force ng best multi-role fighter jets na swak sa ating Air Force, tanging ang JAS 39 Gripen lamang ang umuusad sa usaping ito, matapos magpahayag ang ating Philippine Air Force ng pagka-interest sa mga JAS 39 Gripen dahil sa magagandang offer sa atin.
As a retired fighter pilot, I am happy that our young fighter pilots will now be flying brand new top-of-the-line fighters, unlike what we had when we were still lieutenants. Because of this, I cannot help but reminisce our flight in support of the operations in Mindanao to support the government operations against the secessionists using our Korean vintage aircraft. We were newly declared combat-ready pilots of the F-86 Cyberjets. The F-86F Cyberjets is a fighter pilot's aircraft. All fighter pilots of the world love this aircraft. It was also called the last real fighter, but this is a Korean War vintage given to us by the Americans. As a newly declared combat-ready pilot of the Cyberjet of the Philippine Air Force, we are also excited to have our first combat sortie, but also apprehensive of the fact that our target is beyond the range of the Cyberjets when loaded with bombs and rockets. It was in 26 November 1972 when we were ordered to support the EFE operations codename Operation Sibalo. Actually, this operation was our baptism of fire. This was my first combat operations after I became combat-ready pilot of the Cyberjet. Siyempre, excited kami to experience our first combat operations. Pero, ang hindi alam ng lahat ay kinakabahan rin kami. Tinatago lang namin ang aming takot at hindi nagpahalata sa aming crew chief at armorer. Natatakot kami. Pero sa loob ng eroplano ay nanginginig kami at pinapawisan. Pero sino bang hindi matatakot? Ang distance from Mactan to Hulo, our target, was way beyond the range ng Cyberjet kung may karga ng bomba at saka ng rocket. Sino ba ang hindi matatakot na alam mong wala kang airport na pwede landingan if your aircraft has malfunction or your engine will quit? Sino ba ang hindi matatakot na baka matamaan ka ng bala from enemy fire? At sino ba ang hindi matatakot na baka sa enemy area ka pa mag-check kung mag-function ang aeroplano mo? Sino ang hindi matatakot na baka mahiwalay ka sa leader mo at madisorient ka? Wala pa naman kaming GPS, TACAN, or BOR. Pero as we said, we are like Bonifacio na atapang atao, hindi natatakot. It was an AP relief operations where we performed close air support today to rescue the Marines that were pinned down at Sibalo Hill. Sibalo Hill is located at the neck of the island of Sulu and was considered by the MNLF as their fortress, a symbol of resistance and defiance to the government. When Commodore Hill Fernandez, commander of Southwest Command sa Westcom, ordered to implement Operation Sibalo, The fighters were ordered by the Armed Forces of the Philippines to support the operations. Colonel Vasquez Pop, A3, briefed our squadron commander, XO, and operation officer about the situation in Hulo. Our operation officer, Captain Avila, immediately made flight schedules for us to follow the next day and brief us of what to expect. I, together with my classmates, were told to compute what was the best altitude we will fly in going to Hulo with bombs or rockets in our wings. We also computed how many minutes will our flight time be in going to Hulo and how long are we going to spend there and be able to go back to Mactan safely. There was no GPS during time. We did a dead reckoning navigation. Walang radar kami, walang takan, at saka walang alternate airport. Was scheduled to fly with Captain Avila as his wingman. We're the next flight to take off after Major Hotchkiss' flight. They took off at 05:51 and was over target at exactly 6 o'clock. We followed and took off at 6 o'clock. Then several flights followed. As soon as our aircraft were back, the aircraft were immediately rearmed, refueled, and be ready for another sortie. Despite the distance, we bravely flew just to support our brother in arms of the Philippine Marines with bombs, rockets, and guns, even with the bad weather over the target. Wave after wave of fighters, F-5, 86Fs, and T-33, took off from Mactan to Hulo almost every few minutes. We know there was an inherent danger to this mission as the distance from the Mactan to the target in Hulo was beyond the range of the F-86 Cyberjets when loaded with bombs and rockets. The F-86 would be operating at their extreme range and there was always a danger of running out of fuel. During this operation, my classmate, Lieutenant Dante Bernarte from the 9th Tactical Fighter Squadron was unable to reach back Mactan. He ran out of fuel because he gave another strapping pass to help the Marines withdraw from their pin down position. So, he ejected over the Lagat Cebu. Unknown to the Marines, this pilot, who had given them extra strafing pass, almost lost his life had he ejected in open seas or in an enemy areas. The Philippine Air Force recognized our efforts in this major operation by awarding all pilots who participated in this operation the Distinguished Aviation Cross. Salamat sa award, and as we always said after each operations that we supported, said that dila mo lang ang walang pawis. Tama yan. Kasi aside from the flight beyond the range of your aircraft, kinakabahan rin kami. Our fears of having our aircraft malfunction somewhere along the way or going back. Na wala kang lalandingan, hindi mo alam kung saan ka, and hindi mo alam kung mayroong immediate rescue. At sa kung doon ka mag-eject sa lugar ng mga kalaban. This added butterflies in your stomach. Nakakatakot. Pero ganyan talaga ang buhay namin. Pag take off mo, alam mo na ang isang paa mo ay nasa hukay na. Thank God we survived all these operations. Although, in the next operations, mayroon din kaming nasawi ng mga kasama. Sana magustuhan nyo ang video na ito para sana mag-like and subscribe kayo para makwento ko pang ibang mga operation na sinamahan namin noong mga bata pa kami, noong tiniente pa kami. Maraming salamat po.
Muna ng isang like itong video na ito at mag-subscribe ka kung bago ka pa lang dito. Maraming salamat mga Lods. So without further ado, let's go!